guys, and welcome to my RS3 Bank video. Now this is for my main account. I'll be starting a series soon, starting a new account from scratch in RS3. But just wondered, because I'll be doing the odd and occasional Mainscape video, I thought I'd better show you my account. So as you can see, it is very high leveled. I do have a lot of 120s and a couple of 200 mils. And just want to basically show you this, show you the bank video, and just so you know what it is when it appears in videos. So I have 2.8 mil, 2.8 bill XP, and I have 120 DG, Arc, Herb, Agile, Smithing, Crafting, Slayer, Farming, Summoning, Invention, and whatever left. Now, my main thing in the minute is just finishing off 200 mil Slayer, which is 6 mil off, and I'll make a video of that in some of my favourite tasks and what I've done for 200 mil Slayer, but I thought I'd just show you my bank video. So I'll just skip while I do the pin, and welcome to it. So this is my bank. It is not the best, it is not meta, it is basically sort of a Pokemon bank, but this is basically what I want to show you. So I've got a bit of cash and don't think it's a lot because in RS3 it really isn't. So yeah, it's always been the same layout, it's pretty much been the same since sort of 10 years ago, but I just changed what the new sort of improved version of everything is. So these potions would have just been the older potions or the similar potions you have in 07. So just got my cash, runes, tabs, and then the potions that I mainly rotate, the aggression overloads, which are what I slay with most of the time, the elder overload potions, which I only use sort of the higher tier bossing, and maybe Edemus, just because I do see the improvement over a holy overload. This is what I'll normally use for 90% of what I do. Holy overloads are more than good enough, and that's what I use most of the time. Weapon poison, once I realised what it is, what it did, it is so OP, so worth the price, even though it's only about 30k a potion. The Passage of the Abyss, just to hold all my tellies, and the Grace of the Elves for porters. That is a lifesaver during certain skills, especially Archaeology, and it's worth the price. It made Archaeology such an enjoyable skill because it's just so AFK. And got Max Cape, ports, Grim Gem for Reaper, which I'll sometimes do at the minute. Next, I'll try and finish that off when I can. And for pouches, normally nowadays, because of the new metas, it will just be pack yak 90% of the time if I do need it. Maybe a night heal if I'm going somewhere which really needs extra damage, or a steel titan if I'm going to try hard somewhere else. Another pouch I use a bit more at the minute, Ripper Demons, which we'll see further down bank. But that's pretty much it for summoning now. It's a bit of a shame really, beforehand summoning was so important and so meta, and things like the unicorn styling was so important, but nowadays not so much. But I suppose that's what happens when the game evolves. Master Farmer set, I love farming, so that's something I had to get, and it's really, really good. Got the Divination set, there's the Trapper outfit as well, which helps with bonus XP weekends, gets me another trap. Archaeology set, definitely worth getting, really, really good. Just some urns, and just some other bits and pieces. Really nowadays this front tab is just for all the junk stuff, and all the stuff which just gets thrown in my bank. And then I eventually get to organise it as well. This Shaman set was left over from the last double XP weekend, which I got up to 120 mil summoning. Hopefully the next one will be able to finish that off and get that 200 mil as well, so I no longer have to do charms. These binding contracts are something I need to sort out at some point, and while there's still good prices, maybe do some Ripper Demons or some Water Fiends because I'm lazy, and just make some money from that. So this is like my miscellaneous / junk tab. A lot of these items here have got no purpose. Really, they're just items that have just been given. And normally if I'm given something, I just stick it in this tab. And it just stays here for the rest of the time. More than anything, like a little memento tab. So Dragon Spears is just something I've just collected from Slayer. Just a bit rare. And with shield left halves. Circles is something I bought because they were really cheap. And I thought there'd be something which would make money over the long term. So they're nice. Master Wands, I bought these for about 100k and now they're 1.5 mil. I'm just holding on, see what to go to. Same with these mud battle staffs. I just had a long term flip in for 2k each, and I bought over a k. So at the minute they're 20 mil profit, but something happens, like you just need one update in terms of invention or something like that to where they're useful again, and they'll go through the roof. So I'll just sit on them. I do have a green ween, which is now over max cash. That's not being sold, that'll just be in the tab. Same with Magic's book, similar to the Master Wand. There's very little supply coming in a minute, unless bots sort of jump over it. So it's always sort of a limited item. So that's why I sort of bought them while they were cheap. just sitting on them. So between these two, I've probably got about 300 mils worth, and we'll just see what we go up to. Purple sweets, just because it's like a little memento, it's clues. Although they're a bit more common nowadays, people weren't doing clues, so the hope was that I'd make some money off it. But because people do more clues nowadays, maybe not so much. This small crystal seed was from the old crystal bows before they updated them, and because it's stuck like that, I thought it was cool to keep on my tab. Comcape, which will be basis of most of my up and coming videos for the main account. I want to get Comcape back. I just think it's a bit of an achievement. I've got a couple of videos already made for some quests and just some RS3 adventures, so hopefully we'll do that as well. And then once we finish the quest and we've got Comp back, it will be going to sort of boss pets. Now, skilling tab. This is basically all my skilling bits and pieces. Master Farming Cape is probably one of the top 5 120s. I think it's got a really useful perk and it's really worthwhile, and farming is just the best skill. It's kind of been ruined a bit by player owned farms in my opinion. I think it's made it a bit too easy, but it's nice to see people farming, so good. The Juju seeds. Now these two are what make the most money. Ideally I would just do Sandons, but whatever that seed is as well is really good as well. Urns, it's now Runescape, and there's no point not skilling without them. Although the price on them is just a bit steep for something like mining, I will still do them anyway because it just saves time in the long run, and I always think I can out-earn what it costs to use the urns. Scepters from Pyramid Plunder, not done that in a long time, but it's used to do the Scepter of a God. Grapevine seeds, again, this was something, because I was really into farming back in the day. I got these really cheap. I think I bought them for like 5k, and at the minute at 63. The God wines are actually really good GP, and they're actually really good money. So that will be a little guide or a little something I'll just throw in it at one point, just to show you just how much you could make. I think you only need 1 or 2 wines of Sara per patch to actually make money. So the rest of the bank is mainly Rocktails from Divination Supplies, some spare energies just for anything which pops up. Rocktail, Magic, Hunter, and Addy before it got updated. Wicked Hood Teleports, which I'll use in a video, along with some Nature Tellies. Protein Traps, which is what I put all my proteins to. I think they're the best one, and it's where you get most XP from. Skilling Stations, really good. Summoning Pets for skilling. Lava Titans, the Lobsters, the Muspars, probably the best. Urns, which I've sort of started, so when I bring that preset, that's where we go. Hunter Urns as well. Dwarf Tools, really good. And basically just some more bits and pieces. The Pickaxe of Earth and Song, Crystal Hatchet, Crystal Rod, and pretty much just some bits and pieces as well. Herb Cape as well. The 120 Herb Cape's really good. And also D&D tokens, which I never realised you can put together just to make them better. They're really good. So gear tab, again, like I said, not top tier, not meta, just the basics. 120 Slayer Cape as well, like farming and herblore, top tier. It's how I sort of use it. I kind of abuse it for Slayer, which we'll go over in the video. So Spring Cleaner, Charms, Cannon, some DG items, the DG necklaces, the rings from DKs, which we've got the Dino DKs coming soon, Hydrix Emis, which are worth the money, Dark Light, which is upgraded from the quest, which is awful. I have Nox Bow, Nox Scythe, Nox Staff, Drygores, Pernix, Virtus, Masterwork, which is worth every penny, Taliske, just for a hybrid armor, Vamp Scrimshaws, which is basically all I need for Slayer, Springs, these Vital Spark drop enhancers for if I ever go to the corrupted creatures or the shadow creatures in the Metafrost dungeon. The Masterwork Spear of Annihilation, which I was using for Greg, although I can use it for Corp as well. Herb tab, or by herb tab I mean potion tab. It's basically just a dregs. Anything like 3 dose and below or 5 dose and below for flasks goes here. It's basically just bits and pieces, nothing really there. Clue tab, as well as my Slayer Mass tab. In my clues, I've got plenty of clues to do for a video. I'm hoping to do a 100 Master Clue video as well. Hoping that'll go good. Got 25 hards to do as well. I have the Slayer collection log, and I will also show you the treasure trial because I've not really done a lot, but I'll show you where I'm at because these two might be a little series we end up doing. Got the Slayer masks as well, which is again ties into my method of Slayer, but that'll be for another video. This is is a random tab, brawlers, which you get from thieving and sometimes from Slayer, achievement diary set items, which is sometimes useful, and basically anything I sort of thieve from elves. This tab is just my Slayer normie tab. Chewed bones and the trust keys will be in a little separate video. Everything else is pretty much from roughly about 20 mil Slayer in terms of normal drops. I've had a lot of blood shards. In a minute I've got 5 sort of sat here. I do have, I'll show you my collection log. I do have a lot more which I've had, and it's just how I train Slayer. But roughly we'll do, when I finally hit 200 mil Slayer, we'll do a video of sort of me selling the tab, penguin, me selling the tab and how much I've made. So hopefully that'll be decent, just a little bit of money on top. Archaeology tab, we're done with archaeology, 200 mil. But there's some items I just want to keep hold of, like the auto screener, mattock, just in case anything pops up. I did complete the plant box for the construction contracts, which weren't too bad. It was actually quite decent. I do recommend doing it protein planks if you can, because it makes it so much better, so much less sort of messing around with inventory space. Play around farm stuff. I'm trying to get the breeding logs done. So all this is sort of a backlog of spare farming animals. Once I've got the logs ticked off, I'll just do these eggs until they're fully grown, and I can just use that for some free farming XP. So I kind of want farming to get 200 mil. It's 153, so I'm hoping if I can get the log cleared soon, I can probably get that by the end of the year, I'm hoping. If not, we'll get it straight. We'll get it next year. But farming is my favourite skill along with Slayer. Arc stuff, don't really do it much now. I do my bamboo for 120 woodcutting, just because it's nice and AFK. It's decent XP as well. The dwarf chain axes at bamboo are really good. I have golden bamboo on my own island, so that is what I've been doing. And my last tab is basically just a bank filler for the DG set. Just waiting to finish that off. I just do DG with my brother, just help him out. I'm just getting into the DG set as well. So just going to go through my Slayer collection log real quick and the treasure trials, because I think we'll end up doing a bit of a series with this, along with some pet collecting as well. So this is the miscellaneous one. Again, not very interesting. This will be the best one of it all, and that is because as it stands, I have the Edemu pet and 98 blood shards. Now that is because how I slay, I force Edemu tasks. Most of these blood shards I have sold 20 mil plus. There's a big chunk which was sold at 25 mil when blood shards were just really expensive for some reason, and I've made a lot of money from it. So I'll go through the method of how I kill them, why I try and force them, what I use to build up my slay points so I can force them. But yeah, that'll be another video. And like things like this, folded pills, I only need sort of some grips and a hex crest. That shouldn't be a problem, but there's quite a lot. Although I'm nearly 200 mil Slayer, I haven't done a lot of things. So, especially sort of the elite mobs, like the mammoths, the camel warriors and stuff like that, I've not really done a lot of. So I think that made for a bit of a fun series. And I just need the Curse Sand and a Visage to finish this one as well. Wilderness will be a really good one, because I do like a lot of the riff pets. And I think getting a Warhammer or two wouldn't do my bank the worst. But that'd be a really good series. And just before we go, one last thing. We just go over pets. So the big idea is to do boss pets. Now as you can see, I don't have any boss pets. Scaling pets, we've got farming, fishing, invention, mining, smithing, woodcutting, attack, HP, range, summoning, and range. Not range, he is archaeology. So we've got a few skilling pets, but no boss pets. So that'll be a series coming up, hopefully. Depending on how well we go, I think most of my time will be spent on the new account, as that's all sort of fresh and new content. And we'll see how we go in terms of Mainscape. It'll be a lot of AFKing, I think, for the future. I do have some 120s I still want to tick off, maybe fishing and stuff. But even just things like a little clue scroll series, or a little bit of PBMing, or just some little bits and pieces really, which I can do for account progression on here, and just keep some content rolling. But as you see by my clue scrolls, not done a lot. Really want to get back into it because I love watching clue scroll loot videos. I think they're really good content. But just wanted to show you this account. So hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like. If you've got any sort of ideas for RS3 content, whether you want to see me PVM badly at any bosses, just leave that in the comments and we'll see what we can do. Hope you've enjoyed, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.